What is up, everybody? This is Brian, the Toyota guy over at Fred Anderson Toyota in Asheville, North Carolina, and today's going to be a little bit of a different video. Just wanted to talk for a few minutes with you guys. I am excited to say that the 24 Tacomas are finally starting to show up. Yesterday, we had our one allocation that they're doing in the Southeast, at least for the initial one, and we were able to get a TRD Sport, four-wheel drive, ice cap. I've actually got it posted on my Facebook page. And I want to talk about that truck today while I have all of these 23 Tacomas behind me here, because for those that for some reason or somehow have been living underneath of a rock, all these trucks behind me are probably going to be missed here very shortly. So these 24 Tacomas, big deal, lots of upgrades, a lot of good things going on, but a lot of people are talking about there's no more V6 anymore, which is true. V6 is gone. We now have 4-cylinder turbos, and then here in the springtime we're going to have the 4-cylinder turbo hybrid, the iForce Max, in a similar configuration to how they're doing things with the Tundras that have the twin turbo V6s and stuff like that. So similar vein as that, but as I was expecting, pricing has gone way up on these new Tacomas compared to the outgoing 23s, and we've got a lot of people that are calling, trying to get a Lunar Rock, trying to get a TRD Pro, trying to get a something in these 23s before they're gone. And I hate to say it, but if you're looking for something like that right now in December of 2023, it's probably too late, because what's basically already out in circulation is going to be it. We've got a bunch at our lot. I think we've got like at least 30 or 40 Tacomas, possibly more. And there's still a few more 23s that are in production making it to us. But as far as fresh allocations on 23 Tacomas, those are pretty much going to be done. There might be a few trickling out there over the next few weeks, but as we go into January, what's out there is out there. Stuff's going to be getting built and still showing up in the January and February timeframe of these 23s. There's still a lot of them that are in production still, but the days being able to find exactly what you're looking for on a brand new Tacoma before they switch to this 24 are effectively gone. Still a lot of them out there, so it's great for right now, but I just know as the weeks go by, they're going to dwindle down. And it's interesting because I've had a lot of people asking about rebates, and they're like, why isn't Toyota doing a ton of rebates on these Tacomas? They're like, hey, it's the last model year for this line. There's a new one coming out. You know, it's also end of the model year, end of the year savings, right? It's Toyotathon. There should be massive $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 rebates on these Tacomas. And the reality is, Toyota doesn't feel like they need to. They have pretty much priced the 24 Tacomas to a degree where the rebate here is to buy a 23 Tacoma instead of buying a 24 Tacoma. So I want to point out what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to go over a couple build sheets for a couple Tacomas and kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so here's a build sheet for a 23 Tacoma. I tried to find one that was physically here on ground that was going to be a good fit, but I couldn't find the exact one to have this conversation with. So I just printed one off that's in allocated status. But what you can see here is 23 TRD Sport. You can see MSRP here, including all the options, is $49,563. Now, what I want to point out on this has got like a typical amount of packages and features that you would see, whether it's accessories or packages. You can see here we've got the advanced tech package, which is a 360 camera or panoramic view monitor. We've got the TRD premium package, which is a really popular upgrade. It's got JBL stereo, heated seats, all kinds of stuff there. Remote connect on that as well. And then you can see some of the other like port installed options like LED lights, all-weather floor mats, paint protection. And this is typically the stuff that a lot of people will just complain about because they feel like it just drives the price up on these cars, which I feel you. There's Toyo Guard, everybody's favorite thing. And there's even a bed step. So you can see, breaking this one down, you know, MSRP, standard MSRP is $39,730 with, you can see right there, about $8,000 of packages, actually $8,500 in packages, and then of course the delivery, processing, and handling. And you know, I get a lot of people that are like, hey man, that's way too much for a Tacoma. Well, I don't have really a way to sugarcoat this, but here is the 24 that we have allocated, and I am excited to see this truck when it finally makes it here. So right off the bat, base MSRP is $42,600 for a TRD Sport. So I'm going to put these two side by side just to hammer this point home. Old MSRP base before anything was added to it was $39,700. New one is 42.6. That's the basis of what I'm wanting to talk about here, and it gets worse. So again, I'm going to go back to looking at this 24. You can see this one has about the same amount of packages. There's $7,000 in the factory installed, and really not that much on the DIOs, the distributor installed packages. Only $1,100. And if we break down what that has, the big one here is this TRD Sport Upgrade package, which you would think sounds a lot like the premium package that was on the other one. But if you look at this, you do get the JBL stereo, so that carries over. There's a wireless charger, and there's these auxiliary switches and stuff, trailer brake controller. Now those are all brand new options for the TRD Tacoma. Of course, the old ones didn't have that stuff from Toyota. You can see you've got aluminum running boards, which these have been out for a little while. On other versions, you could actually buy these as an accessory right now through Toyota. You know, there's $1,100 there. I'm guessing this is a trailer ball insert for $120. And then the phone cable package, pretty typical. Clear paint protection, pretty typical. I don't think there's really much on this other page. Yeah, Toyo Guard Platinum. So pretty typical stuff. Maybe a couple different things that are port installed options, with the big option here being this $4,600 TRD Sport Upgrade package. Now I'm going to have a video in the future going into more in depth about some of these packages and trying to explain that and figuring that out for myself. But the main things I want to point out with these two trucks is, while this truck is already dollar for dollar over $2,000 more than the outgoing 23, the big difference is this package and this package. This 23 truck is going to have like leather seats that are heated. It's got a sunroof, and this one is going to have cloth seats, no sunroof, no heated seats, nothing like that. So that's the craziest thing about these, is these new trucks, and unfortunately it's going to be like this on all of them. If you look at the SRs, I'm seeing SRs, which is the base model, with typical specs on there, are pricing out around $40,000 versus in the past we can get one for 35, 36 or less sometimes, versus the outgoing one here. It's just a huge difference, and I'm not super thrilled to have this conversation, but if you've not really done the research on this, I at least want to break you the news myself, rather than you finding this out after the fact when these are gone and these are all that's available. So yeah, interesting video to talk about today. I wish it was more of an upbeat video. I am, again, still excited for these 24s, minus the dollars and cents on the sheet of paper here. Everything about this truck has been upgraded. I know a lot of people are concerned about the four cylinders, the four-cylinder turbos. That's honestly not something I'm worried about, because turbo engines have been out for a long time now and they've had a lot of refinements there. Could there be a couple issues here and there? Sure. But I know I personally drive a twin turbo car that gets the snot beat out of it fairly often, and it's got over 155,000 miles, and it's a BMW. So if a BMW can go almost 160,000 miles and about 8 years or so into it with very hard use, that's a European car, I'm less concerned about the Toyotas. But I am curious to hear what you think. This is a hot button topic for a lot of people I know. And as we have more information on more packages and stuff at all these other dealers, it's going to be interesting. But like it or not, the new Tacoma is here. Again, great truck for a lot of reasons, but because of that, there is a price tag associated with it. So as always, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you hanging out with me today, and have a great day.